So hey guys, it's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a long time, so I apologize for the lack of a review. I've written music of my own. I mostly write acoustic music and I've uploaded like songs like for the past 4 months or so. Not sure if you guys really care all that much, but I haven't written any commentaries of other artists' music like ever since Steven Wilson. I'd heard the new Enslaved album like back in March, I believe, and I still spin it every once in a while. And I really like that album, by the way. I just haven't gotten around to actually talking about it, so hopefully I make it up this time by talking about New Paradise Lost, of course. And it's about time, really, because I've known this band for like 3 years now. I remember seeing them open up for Catatonia like 3 years ago when they were supporting Tragic Idol and Dead End Kings, respectively. There's the Dead End Kings poster right there, and Catatonia shirt that I happen to be wearing right now. So, just a little thing. I wasn't wearing this specifically for the review, I just happened to have been wearing it, by the way. And now let's talk about this newest album of theirs, the sequel to Tragic Idol, The Plague Within. The first thing or person that I need to talk about here is Nick Holmes with his vocals because I remember reviewing the last Bloodbath album, of course, and noting like him bringing back his death metal vocals, and he brings the death metal vocals back here too. In fact, he still uses his clean vocals and like gruff shouts like here too, but he combines pretty much all three. It actually brought back the death metal growls that he used to do. Like it's been 20 years or so since he's last done like death metal vocals, like legit death metal vocals, not just like shouting vocals or anything like that, on an official Paradise Lost release. I think the last one I believe was Gothic, where he did like legitimately like death metal vocals. Okay, sorry that was terrible, but you get what I mean. So Bloodbath wasn't just like a one-trick pony or anything like that. I guess it really like encouraged him to continue doing it with his like actual band, like his real band, Paradise Lost. So that's very encouraging. In fact, you get a very nice balance of really all three of his signature styles like on here. Like you get the melodic clean vocals, you get the gravelly shouts, and the more demonic growls. They're all equally relevant here, which I think is really cool. To go along with Nick Holmes' personal revival of his death metal growls, the music itself also takes a bit of a different turn. It actually, I would say, is a bit heavier in sound and in tone. Not saying any of the previous albums weren't like that or anything like that, like Tragic Idol or the self-titled album from, I believe it's its 10th birthday by now, which is pretty cool. Um, Not saying those aren't heavy, they definitely are, but I'd say this one is a bit different. A lot of these songs, like Beneath Broken Earth, which happens to be the album's longest song, by the way, happen to take on more of like a droning, or I would say a slow pace. It's a bit of a changing turn compared to a lot of the more mid-paced songs that you would hear off of Tragic Idol, like Honesty and Death and To the Darkness and all that. A lot of these songs are a bit different in that regard. What I mean by that is the bass actually plays a bit more of an important role here, I feel, than on the previous album. Like, the bass is a bit more front and center, especially on songs like Beneath Broken Earth. And it allows, like, the slow pace, the more droning pace of some of these songs allow them to be more absorbed into a bit more of that doomy, morbid ambiance that this band is really going for and that I really dig a lot. That's not to say that the album sounds very monochrome and a cookie cutter, just all the songs sound the same. That's actually not it at all, not even close. There's actually a great deal of variety in here. Like I said, with Nick Holmes, with his alternating between his three different vocal styles, the music itself is also very varied. Um, Of course, you get some of that gothic influence with the that more gothic baroque classical introduction to An Eternity of Lies. It sounds very baroque to me. I don't know. Sacrifice the Flame has kind of a My Dying Bride vibe, and the introduction to Return to the Sun, like whenever I listen to it, it always reminds me of Lord of the Rings. It always conjures up images of the score to those movies, which is really cool. And just a lot of the songs themselves, like you get more of that mid-paced doom sound in some songs, like Flesh from Bone. In the same song, you also get more traditional death metal blast beats. You get some really sludgy riffs in songs like Punishment Through Time. Kind of gives me images of Triptychon Celtic Frost, which is very interesting. Like, I never thought like I would hear some Celtic Frost vibes in that song, but I do. Like, some people like don't quote me on that, but that's just what I think of whenever I think of Punishment Through Time. Like, especially the sound of those riffs, they're very sludgy sounding, and whenever I think sludgy, I always think like Celtic Frost and stuff like that, Triptychon. Overall, this is a very solid album that I really enjoy, and I think everybody will be able to find something they enjoy on it unless they're some conservative teabagger who just listens to nothing but country music, but that's beside the point. That's not my audience here. I'm referring to the metalheads. Okay. If you're a Paradise Lost fan, obviously this is a must-buy. And like the edition that I have actually has a bonus track version of a Victim of the Past. It's an orchestra version that they played to an audience in like Bulgaria or something like that. This was like last year before the album came out, which is really interesting. You can get the standard edition if you want. This is just the one that I found in my record store, so you know, it's interesting. If you are in fact a new Paradise Lost fan, or if you're getting into Paradise Lost for the first time, then I'd say this is a good place to start. This is a really good place to start, actually. I first started with Tragic Idol and then worked my way back. And I think this is an even better album than Tragic Idol, so this might be an even better start. But I don't know, different strokes for different folks, so it's whatever, I guess. I don't feel like giving it a score because, I don't know, I'm just not in the mood for giving rankings that'll probably just change over time, because rankings are never a stable entity. They're never a stable element. They're always going to change. One album I might love 1 second, then I might just be meh later. One album I might not like at first, and then I'll love it later on, so it's whatever. Personally, I think this is a really solid album, a very enjoyable one, so just based off what I've said, I mean, I would say based off the tone of my voice and just how excited I sound, but obviously I seem like a very monotone kind of guy, so just based off of what I said, you can, I guess if you want, you can guess the ranking that I might have given it had I given the ranking. So anyway, yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you very much. Check out Paradise Lost, support the band, and yeah, this is a really great album. Thank you very much. I'll see ya.